am so excited and grateful to bring Darla to you guys and expose you guys to other leaders, other mentors, and just other incredible resources in this industry, you guys. For me, network marketing is the best industry. Yes, it's not perfect, but it is the most incredible industry out there. And there are so many millionaires, self-made millionaires from this industry that have come from all different walks of life. So whether hair was your thing or wellness was your thing, whatever it was, there's always something for everybody. And so I call this group my board of advisors. You guys have heard from different top earners, different mentors, and different companies that I have pulled in here to expose you guys to. And Darla is at the top of that list. Okay, so we got introduced via my aunt who lives in Palm Springs. I said, you got to know somebody in mentorship, somebody out here in Palm Springs that is an incredible networker. She goes, the only person who comes to mind is my friend Darla. You should reach out to her. When I plugged into this woman, within the first 5 minutes, you guys, Darla has made multi-million dollars in this industry, but her background is in hair. So she was the owner of 5 different hair salons with a clientele of over 16,000 people. That is called leverage income. That is what we're doing here, right? And so she already had a background in leveraging income before she met network marketing, but has been able to create a massive empire within the network marketing platform. She is not a soldier of the industry. She is a general. She is out in the field, paving the way, blowing things up, and the knowledge and the background that this woman has and just the resource that she has become, I feel is invaluable for this team, for us. And I just really encourage you guys at the end of this, if you have any further questions, she has an incredible mentorship program, so you guys can tap into her. But I'm going to let you tell your story, because if I go into the whole thing edifying you, I don't want to ruin it for everyone else. So thank you so much, Darla, for giving us your time today, coming, pumping us up, pouring into us. We're just super grateful.
I am so excited and honored to be here, you guys. I would love to know, how long have all of you been in the industry? Drop into the comments. I want to know how new and old you guys are in the industry of network marketing. I know that several of you, we got 9 months, 1 year, 2 years, 2 years, 6 months. Awesome. Well, my story is going to really help you guys to be able to blow up your businesses. And today, it's been 13 years, not today, but in my journey, it's been 13 years since I started in my first network marketing company. And you guys, I was the biggest skeptic on the planet. And I'm going to tell you why. Why not only was I the biggest skeptic, but why today I give my time to people in this industry as almost a redemption, because I gave it such a bad name for a really long time. But let me tell you why. I'll take you all the way back. I'm a high school dropout. I'm one of those kids who didn't do well in school and did what a lot of high school dropout girls do, and they go to beauty school. So I went to beauty school, and I got out of beauty school and I got my first job. And there was this guy who used to sit on the couch with his legs crossed, wearing black, on a black leather couch. And he had a black BMW, and he had a humongous house, and he would sit there on the couch staring at all of us working, and we would work our butts off. And I just remember my view was looking out at his black BMW and his all black clothes, and he would go eat at the finest restaurants. And I was like, I got to figure out how to get on the black couch. I got to figure out how to be the guy on the black couch. I'm not going to ever be able to drive that car and live in his type of house and eat at his type of restaurants if I don't figure out how to be the boss instead of work for the boss. And so I became really good at hair. I was really good right out of the bat. Oh, I didn't tell you this, NiKole. I'm actually the inventor of the highlighting board. I found
What?
This. Yes, I'm the inventor of the highlighting board. So this is an old flyer that we found back from the 90s, where the brush, and it says "Make More Money, Highlights to Success" was the name of the thing. These are our models, and it was a little tear-off order form that you sent in $49, and you got 2 boards, some aluminum foil, a highlighting comb, a highlighting brush, and a video, a VHS video, the long ones like this that you stuck into the VCR, and we taught people how to highlight. And I used to go around to all the cosmetology shows and speak at the Long Beach Hair Show. I went to London, and I used to sell this product all over. And then instantly overnight, not overnight, a couple years, Clairol came out with the highlighting board and put me out of business in no time at all. But I'm the inventor of highlights. So the name of our salon is called Highlights. And the name of the product we used to sell was Highlights to Success, because we taught people how to do highlights. So I was a very concept salon. Anyway, I forgot to tell you all that. So I go off into the hair industry and I learn about how you've got to be the boss and not work for the boss. And the reason why is, picture this, you guys, you cannot create wealth with the works of your own two hands. I want you to think about a hairdresser. A hairdresser's hands must be engaged in the hair in order for money to be made, right? If I'm not cutting hair, if I'm not blow drying hair, applying highlights, painting nails, doing manicures, pedicures, facials, massages, and it goes out to all industries. Plumbers, electricians, dog washers, auto mechanics, writers, lawyers, anybody that has to use their hands in order to create a transaction of money can never stop working. Okay, I learned this very young. In order to create wealth, you can't do it with your two hands. You need an army of hands working for you or with you. For you? If they work for you, they're called employees. I had 40, once I realized this when I was really young. I was really young and I thought, I am working myself to death. Yes, I can make a lot of good money, but I don't go anywhere on vacation. I can't take weekends off because everybody wants their hair done on the weekend. I can't go travel far because I have to do hair. I have to keep working. For those of you that are hairdressers, you get that. For those of you that are working a job, if you're at work right now, if you're at your job and you're trying to sneak in this Zoom, if what you do with your hands is preventing you from being able to pay attention to this is really going to hit you on why it is that network marketing is so amazing. You cannot create wealth. Note takers or money makers. I want you guys to remember this. Note takers or money makers. You cannot create wealth with the works of your own two hands. In order to create wealth, you need an army of hands working for you, which are called employees, or with you, which is called your network. For you is employees, which come with overhead, headache, babysitting, taxes, you name it, it comes with nightmares. So I learned that very young. And I said, I need to start training people to start working for me. So I was like, I got to become the boss. I was obsessed with it. So I befriended this lady that worked in the salon the longest. She'd worked there the longest. And I kept telling her, come on, let's go into business together. Come on, we can do this. Let's go into business together. We can do this. She's like, no, I've got it really good here. So I got us fired. You got to be brave. You got to set people up for success. So I got us fired and she had no choice but to go into business with me. So we went into business and we started as these two young 20-something-year-old kids with no money to their name, opened up our first salon. We just leased 2 chairs in a big salon is all it was. We leased these 2 chairs while we had a salon being built. I was very fortunate. My sister was an interior decorator and my brother-in-law was a glazer. So my sister designed the salon for free for me. And then my brother-in-law did all the mirror work. And so my salon, I'm like, what could I do that has a lot of mirrors? So we made it look like New York. It was the theme of New York. And my sister designed the theme of New York. My brother-in-law did all this mirrors. And we just started bartering all that we could do to get the doors open to our salon. And then we started hiring people one after the other, and training them how to do what we did with our hands, right? And what that's called is leverage. If you guys don't know what leverage is, you got to study the word leverage. Leverage is the other people's efforts working for you or with you. And in a business, it's called an employee. So if you're an employee, you're somebody else's leverage, meaning that you're making money for somebody else. If you have a job, you're somebody else's leverage. Leverage is what you need to get working for you. So we started building hairdresser after hairdresser after hairdresser. And I got to fast forward the story because I would need 3 hours to tell the whole story. So fast forward the story over the course of 19 years. Okay. I'm 54 today. I've been retired for 13 years. I've owned my life for 13 years, but before that, it was the salon world. So over the course, about 9 years in, I bought my partner out because I wanted to go big. I opened, here's another thing you don't know about me, Nicole. I opened the first day spa in California, not connected to a resort like the Ritz-Carlton. I was the first one. And so I opened up the first day spa. That's where I am putting out the first highlights salon. I partnered with Aveda. I'm sure you guys have heard of the product line Aveda. And I had to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to get their name put after mine to be Highlights Aveda. And I had to have $55,000 worth of retail auto shipped every 2 weeks that I could not refuse, that I had to put up on my shelves in my retail center. And my payroll was also my inventory was $50,000 every month. Sorry, not every 2 weeks. My payroll was $55,000 every 2 weeks. Because what I did is I started training leverage. And I got to the point where I had 49 employees, hair, skin, nails, manicures, massages, microdermabrasions, facials, lash extensions, hair extensions. We were huge. 16,000 clients, all from what was called the Coachella Valley, all the cities around us. So doing $3 million a year, living a debt-free life, living in my custom built, beautiful dream house. Stop right there, okay? You can only imagine how many times I was pitched every product under the sun by my clients, right? Let me tell you why. I was $100 for men's haircuts, $200 for women's haircuts. It was nothing to drop $500 to get your hair done in our salon. And that's where I met NiKoles' aunt. She was one of my VIP clients for many, many, many years. She was loyal to us for years. All of their children, her husband, their whole family, we used to do their hair. And so we catered to people that had money. We catered to the old Hollywood money, to the celebrity money. We had clients every day that were being brought in by limousines and chauffeurs and hundreds of thousands of dollars of cars parked in front of our salon. We were in the top 200 fastest growing salons in the country. You know, the top 100 list of the top network marketing companies in the world that Your Business from Home puts out? That's like the top 200 fastest growing salons in the country. That list is put out. We were in that top list. We had life by the horns. Our clients were people like who I am today. Our clients were people with money, successful, retired. I did authors and old Hollywood people, and I would always pick their brain. What did you do? And how did you get your money? And blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff. See, I was doing $3 million a year, but I didn't own my life. I worked 7 days a week because we were open 7 days a week. So I had to be in that salon 7 days a week. I wasn't traveling around on vacations and traveling around the world because I had to work to oversee the employees and the customers, right? And to continue the training process. So what I'm trying to show you is two different completely types of worlds that are based on the same foundation and principles. And so this is back in 2008. Some of you aren't even old enough to remember, but you've probably heard about the crash. People with money, like myself back then, invested in stocks and real estate. And then when the crash came, it affected my clientele first. This was when Vietnamese nail salons were born, okay? Back then, your clients wouldn't get caught dead in a Vietnamese nail salon. They would talk about their girlfriends if they went there. Like, oh my gosh, can't believe you would go to a Vietnamese nail salon, right? They called them chop shops back then. Well, now they go there every day, right? It's just who took over. You don't find $100 pedicures anymore. They don't exist. And that's what our pedicures were all day long. And so I had been pitched every type of opportunity under the sun by people in the network marketing industry to me. And I always turned them down because I didn't need it. There's a lesson and a tip for you. I didn't need it. I was comfortable. I had my thing going on. I had it all. I had my path gone. It was my dream, my passion, my purpose, my everything that I was building. So then the crash of '08 comes, And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm crumbling quickly. We're closing down locations. We're laying off employees. We're cutting back, got rid of the 401k, got rid of all the extra things that we used to provide, got rid of all the benefits, cut their salaries, cut their pay, started downsizing, running promotions, running sales, trying to spin plates faster than you could imagine, can't sell off real estate. No one's buying. It's just an absolute nightmare mess. I'm selling off cars, I'm selling off toys, I'm selling off everything I can sell off the back end while I'm still looking pretty on the front. I'm still dressing in my Tiffany, driving the Hummer and the Porsche and the Mercedes and all that, and still putting on the smile while crying and crumbling, falling apart. Like, I know there's some of you on here right now going through that at a different level, at a different degree. Your world got rocked during COVID. Your industry got put out. Your husband got laid off. Your whatever. Something happened in your world during COVID that was eliminated and shifted, whether you were in the entertainment business, the restaurant business, the movie business, whatever, the hair business, you were rocked. One thing you're going to do is realize that that's the best thing that could have ever happened to you. Your nightmare is going to be the answer to all of your prayers. You just can't see it yet, because a lot of people that are going through their journey of trying to figure out this network marketing thing are in the same boat that I was 13 years ago. So now here comes another lesson. Okay. I had a local businessman that had been driving me crazy for 4 months to take a look at his thing. He wouldn't tell me what his thing was. And he wasn't a customer of mine, so he didn't have my attention. If he would have been one of my customers, he would have got my attention a little sooner, but he wasn't. He was a local businessman who kept coming in, trying to prospect me to look at a business opportunity. I didn't want, in my mind, a business opportunity. I didn't need a business opportunity. I needed a miracle to cover my payroll. That's all I was looking for. Every single 2 weeks is another $20,000, because I was $20,000 short every 2 weeks on my $55,000 payroll. And I was crying myself to sleep, praying to God every day, dear Lord, please help me find a way. I had narrowed down my team to the last 25 people. These 25 people had been with me since they were 15 and 16 years old. I'd grown, I'd mentored them through life. They were married now, having children of their own, and making over 6 figures, because that's the kind of money you make working in a high-end salon. And I'm like, what am I going to do? I didn't know what to do. I'll share. And I know I talk a lot because I'm so passionate. So I'm watching the time. So what does everybody do when they need something? They start praying more, right? You don't pray when things are good. You pray when things are bad. You even start going to church, right? Oh God, I guess I better tithe. Maybe if I tithe, that'll help. You start thinking of all the things that you should be doing, right? So I go to church that Sunday and I'm like, dear Lord, please, Lord, please. And the pastor tells the story of the big flood. There's a flood and they go to rescue the guy drowns. He didn't get the rescue. They sent a boat, the plane, and the helicopter, and he dies and goes to heaven. And when he gets to heaven, he says, God, why didn't you save me? And he said, son, who do you think sent the boat, the plane, and the helicopter? And I was like, So I'm sitting at my desk. It's Tuesday, March 26th of 2008. I'm sitting at my desk. It's very much like this. I've got monitors all over because our salon was humongous. And I'm sitting at the desk. I get the call from the bank, and it's the day that the banks pulled back the $100,000 credit lines, which just happened 2 weeks ago in today's times. I don't know if you guys know that, but Wells Fargo just pulled back all the credit lines to the big bank, to the big, no more credit lines. It's happening all over again right now in this time, you guys. You're in the right industry at the right time. And my goal is to get you guys to see it, is to get you guys to see something of history repeating itself. I'm sitting at my desk, I'm crying myself to sleep. The bank has called to tell me I'm 20,000 overdrawn, but that they can't cover me anymore because now the banks have pulled back all the credit lines. And I'm just like, dear Lord. And I look up on my camera monitor to the lobby, and this guy, my little stalker, I had called him by now, my stalker, because it had been 4 months. Every week, the guy came in, every week, and he would not tell me what he wanted. He wouldn't tell me what it was about. He kept saying, I need 30 minutes. It's a show, not tell business. We've all heard these lines now, but I had not heard it back then. It's a show, not tell business. I need 30 minutes to show it to you. I can't explain it to you. I'll come back next week and see if you have 30 minutes then. And he kept saying that every time. I'll be back next week. And if you have 30 minutes, we'll meet then. And I'll come back next week. And if you have 30 minutes, it's okay. I know you're busy. I'll come back next week and hopefully you'll have 30 minutes then. It was a game that he was playing that he knew that he wasn't going to take no till after he knew what I was telling him no to. And he was consistent, insistent, and persistent. Consistent, insistent, and persistent. And I tell you what, I thank God today that 99% of the other network marketers in the world were not the ones that God sent after me, because they would have took my first no, my second no, my third no, my fourth no, my fifth no, my sixth, you leave me alone, I'm not interested, I'm too busy, I don't do those things, tell him I'm not here. Dude, you're bugging me, okay? He knew the game. And I believe it was God sending the answer to my prayer, I truly do. Because the guy disappeared after this whole thing, which led me to millions of dollars in total freedom. So then March 26th, I'm sitting at my desk. I look up on my camera monitor and there he is standing in my lobby. And I said, dude, you picked the worst day to come into my salon. And you guys, the little voice, you've heard of the little voice said to me, why won't you listen? And I sat there for a minute and I thought, could this be the boat, the plane, and the helicopter? Could this be the answer to my prayers that I've been praying so hard to God to bring me? Could this be it? So I wiped my tears. I called the front desk and I said, tell him he gets his 30 minutes today. Hang on. I go into the office and I tell my husband, I says, babe, I'm going to go listen to what this guy has to say. And my husband lost it. He's like, what the heck are you talking about? He's trying to pitch you a scam, remember? Because I had convinced my husband that it was a scam. I said, I know he is. He only wants 30 minutes. Blow my phone up in 31 minutes. I don't want to get stuck in an Amway meeting. And that's exactly what I said, because I thought in my mind it was going to be Amway because I didn't know what Amway was. Okay. I was ignorant, you guys, ignorant. So I go and I sit. I do not understand a thing that I'm looking at, but there was it was a PowerPoint presentation where he had to click on a laptop to flip slides. And I didn't understand anything that he showed me, but he had one slide where there was these $100 bills falling from the sky, $100 bills falling from the sky. And my husband, before I left, he said, whatever you do, don't come back. He was the CFO to our company. I hired him and somehow he ended up my husband. That's a whole other story. And so he said, don't come back here and ask me for any money. I said, I know we're overdrawn $20,000 and we don't have any. I know that. And so I come back 2.5 hours later. He's worried to death, ready to call 911. Where have you been? I'm bouncing off the walls. He's like, what did you do? And what did you take? And who have you been with? Because you're weird. And I'm like, give me a check. I need a check. It was checks back then. And he said, I'm not going to give you a check. I said, I know it's going to bounce. I'm writing a hot check. And he hands me the check and I jokingly say it bounced off the floor and right back into my hand. And you guys, I wrote a hot check for $720 on a total blind leap of faith because of a little voice that spoke to me. And I said, okay, Lord, if this is what you want me to do, then you have to lead the way because I do not know a thing about what I'm walking into. And that decision, I stepped out in blind faith and walked into my first company, not even knowing it was network marketing, this is 13 years ago, $7,500 my first week, $15,000 my third. I was in my 40 thousands of dollars by my 9th month. I broke my first million in 3 years. And let me tell you a story. This is the story I really want to connect with you with because I don't want to run over out of respect of your time. I was going to quit. In my 5th month. I was exhausted. I was worn out. My daughter was a baby at the time. She was crying every night. I wasn't seeing my daughter. My husband was upset that I wasn't home. I was spending money that was coming in and just firing out money. I wasn't showing up at the salon. I was letting my employees down. I was in a scam, according to my family. I was being told that I'm ruining our family name. I was businesswoman of the year and business of the year before. My mother was a council member at the time. I was embarrassing our family because I was doing a pyramid thing in their mind. You know, you've heard it all. And I was going to quit. I was wearing myself out. This is before you could go on and talk to anybody like this. I was in a different living room every night in a different state of the country. Thank God we were only in the US. I was flying all over state to state and doing meeting to meeting and super Saturdays and I was exhausting myself. And can you guys relate? And I was going to quit. It wasn't working. In my eyes, it wasn't working. And I called my sponsor up and I said, I'm going to lose my marriage and I need to be with my family, and I'm sick and I'm exhausted and I'm losing everything, because I was losing everything. My checks that I was making in network marketing was not big enough to put the flame out that was happening with my salons and the debt that I was going through, because I was trying to prevent bankruptcy. So I'm throwing my $40,000 checks onto my $55,000 payroll shortages, and I'm dying. I'm just dying. It's just falling apart. And it was tearing everything apart. And I said to my sponsor, I said, I just can't do this. I can't do this. I have to go back into the salon. I have to figure things out. I have to be there for my employees. I have to figure out my marriage. And he just said, I know why you want to quit. And I said, what do you mean? He says, I know why it's not working in your mind, and I know why you want to quit. And I said, why? He said, because you're not committed. And I got so pissed off at him. I chewed him out. I was like, what nerve do you have telling me that I'm not committed? I used every F-bomb in the book and told him everything I was doing and all the money I was spending and all the meetings I'm doing in the living rooms that I'm in. And how can you tell me that I am not committed? And he says, because if you were committed, you wouldn't even think about quitting. He said, have you thought about putting your child up for adoption or divorcing your husband? I said, no. He says, why not? And it hit me like that, like a brick, because I'm committed to raising my child and I'm committed to my husband. And I was like, boom, this just went absolutely sideways on me. He's right. I'm not committed. I'm not committed to the process of seeing this whole thing to the end. And it was right then that I put on the jacket of the proud network marketer, put on my little name tag of I'm a network marketing professional, and decided to become a network marketing professional. And right there, I stopped trying to sugarcoat what I do, justify what I do, not talk about what I do, beat around the bush about what I do, try and hide it through the words and the way that we describe the things that we do. And I became bold and posturous and started screaming from the mountaintops about this industry and getting in people's faces and saying, I'm not letting you tell me no, and you need to know why. Because I am going to tell you what's going to happen to your life if you do this and what's not going to happen if you don't. And that is when I started changing life after life after life after life. I have 17 more minutes. Okay, so then am I over? I'm over on my time, aren't I?
Not at all. You can keep going. We're fine.
Okay.
We're here with you. We are.
Okay.
I am like coming out of my seat.
So then this company is on fire, like just blowing up. And then all of a sudden it's out of business overnight. And what happens when you go out of business overnight? I'm out of money overnight. I went from making millions of dollars and climbing myself into these great paychecks. I had helped over 100 people get a brand new, beautiful, free car. I had traveled the world. I had it all. Boom, this company gets shut down overnight and I'm bankrupt overnight. I'm like, what the hell am I gonna do? All right, I'm gonna do it again. So then I joined another company and I did it again, you guys. I skyrocketed myself all the way to the top of that company over the course of a couple years, and that company got shut down. And then I was like, you gotta freaking be kidding me. I can't believe this. What am I gonna do? And so then it was at this point that I did a lot of soul searching, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? What are the options of making money? Get a job. There's not a job out there in the world that could pay me what I'm worth, and I don't have one bit of special skills, and I don't even do hair anymore, so that's not even an option. So getting a job is out the window. Open another business. I don't have a penny to my name right now, and I don't have capital or collateral to open another business, and I'm not gonna work for 3 years for free to make more money. Traditional business is out of the way. Okay, I could be an investor, but I don't have any money to be an investor, so what can I invest in? A candy bar? You know, I'm like, okay, I'm going to build another network. And you guys, and that's when I dug in, I built another network and climbed to the top of another company and built another network and climbed to the top of another company, and just became so good at realizing that I was doing the same thing in network marketing that I was doing in my hair salons. So I'm going to take you back to, you can't create wealth with the works of your own two hands. In order to create wealth, you need an army of hands working for you, which are employees, or with you, which is network marketing. Network marketing is a group of people that are working with you. So then what you do is you figure out, am I an employee or an entrepreneur? If you're an employee, then I'm going to hire you to work for me. I have a lot of people that work for me because it takes a lot of people to manage your money and your assets when you have it. Okay. And those are the people. But if you're an entrepreneur and you know that you can do what it takes to stick to be that 5%, to not be told what to do, but to know, to learn what to do. I think about a checker at a grocery store all the time. A checker stands there and scans out hundreds of thousands of groceries all day long. Scan out, scan out. Do you realize that's all that network marketing is? That's all that network marketing is she's running a product by a customer and that's what they want. She's checking it out, but she's doing it for a grocery store owner, for the chain. They're the leverage, right? And immersing yourself, you guys, into personal development. And reading books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and GoPro, and all of the books that you guys hear, going to ANMP, going to GoPro, going to the most famous, the women's one that I've been to, I'm drawing a blank, but going to the events, going to every convention, going to every Super Saturday. I went when I was, so when I decided I was going to dig in and do this in 5 months, I said, okay, I need to go to a Super Saturday. So the nearest Super Saturday was in Kansas City. I'm in California. So I flew to Kansas City to sit in this little Super Saturday room where this millionaire was on stage, and this guy was a high school dropout who had become a millionaire. And I was like, if I can do this, he can do this. Or if he can do this, I can do this. And he left us with a challenge that I'm going to leave you guys with, a story with a challenge that I was left with, that I do this challenge to every single person that I meet because it'll change your life. Back at the time, this was when we had cassette tapes and CDs had just started coming out. Okay. So we all had a book of cassette tapes and sleeves of CDs in our cars. This is what we had back then. And at home, we had DVDs and VCRs, the VCR tape things. And so he said, for 30 days, unplug your TV and take your cassette tapes and your CDs out of your car. For 30 days, just 30 days, don't watch a TV and don't listen to any music or play a video game or anything for 30 days. And at the time it was like, what? Because I was a music person and we watched TV every night. And so he said, this is what you're going to do. You're going to read a personal development book, or you're going to watch a YouTube video, a personal development YouTube video, but you're going to feed your brain for 30 days. With God as my witness, I stand before you guys, and you can ask anybody that knows me. I have not ever stopped that. I do not know how to turn my TV on. I don't know how to use a remote control. I've owned every kind of car under the sun, and I've never turned the radio on. I don't own one piece of music. I do not have an iPod or whatever those things are called where people load up all their music to. I can't tell you who's famous in the music world. I can't name one artist. I never went back. It changed my life. We all have 24 hours in a day. With every minute of your life that you are investing into your day, like the person on the treadmill, this is a great multitasker right here. You are either moving your life forward or backwards. You're not idling in one position. So the people you hang out with, if they're not moving their life forward in the direction that you're moving your life forward in, you need to leave them behind for a little while. The things that you're doing at night, if it's not moving you forward, you need to stop doing it. If you're not investing your time, you guys all know the 10,000 hours. You can compress that 10,000 hours into a few short years. We do it on our life even today. We just came off of a 15 sobriety run. No drinking, nothing toxic, no chemicals, nothing, pure vegan, just pure focus, and leveled up our life. We just moved into this place a month ago. 6 months ago, this place was on our bucket list. Nowhere in sight. And if I told you what we pay here a month, you'd think that we're crazy. Our friends that are realtors are like, why wouldn't you buy a house? I'm like, because you don't get it. It's really that simple. Focus, you guys, and say to your friends, we need to have a talk. We're best friends. I'm going to change my life, and I'm going on a massive journey to go someplace that I cannot get unless I take this journey. I want you to come with me. I want you to come with me on this journey. If you don't come with me on this journey, I need you to understand why I'm going to be hanging out with other people. It's a heart-to-heart talk. And if you have a spouse or somebody in your life that's not believing in you, do it even more. Own the title of I told you so. I own the title of I told you so. My husband stands up and tells people, I am so glad my wife does not listen. I am so glad she doesn't listen. So don't be weak, be strong. Because what I tell my women in network marketing is the same thing I told them in my hair salon. When I would say you would look great in short hair that's red, and they would tell me that if I cut my hair short or dye it red, my husband will leave me, I said, let's do it today then. Let's do it today. So if your spouse or your husband is going to leave you because you're going to do something that you think you can do to better your life, do it anyway. Because if he's going to leave you for this, he's going to leave you anyway. And that's for truth. And start hanging around people that make more money than you. Put yourself in that position. Go to the restaurants that people eat at that are more expensive than what you normally eat at. Go walk the streets of the towns that are more expensive people that walk in. Go start manifesting your life. I am, if you guys could see my phone screen, when I light it up every morning, when I turn my phone on every morning, the first thing that pops up is my I am statements. I lay in bed and the first thing I read is my I am statements. If I ask you if you have I am statements and you say, yeah, I have them. No. Recite me from memory your I am statements. Repeat them to me the way that you know that they are to be living. If you can't repeat your I am statements, you don't have I am statements. I can tell you what number 6 is, what number 9 is, what number 3 is, what number 1 is. You got to write them out, read them out, live them out. Immerse yourself into the secret, into personal development, into Darren Hardy, into all of these people that are going to expand your mind and because it doesn't take any special skills to be a millionaire. It takes learning how to build leverage and learning how to make connections with people and learning how to inspire yourself, not others. You guys, you have an amazing leader here. And the way that we were connected is by an I am statement. I am so happy and grateful for the quality of people that enter my life on a daily basis. It's number 2. I am so happy and grateful for the quality of people that enter my life on a daily basis. Not quantity, quality. Because behind quality is quantity. Look at this. Do you get it? I brought 42,000 people into my network marketing organization, my first company, 42,000 people, and my sponsor quit. He would have made millions of dollars off of me. He quit too soon. I truly believe that his role in my life was a godly thing to bring me the connection to the answer to my prayers. I truly believe it. I honestly believe it. You guys, it was a pleasure to meet you. If you want to connect, if you want help and inspiration, I have an amazing program. It's called MAP, which stands for Master the Art of Prospecting. After doing so many businesses, they're all the same. You build them all the same way. You got to learn how to invite, present, and close. You got to learn how to attract, invite, present, close, teach, train, and grow. And for those of you that are in relationships and you have spouses and you have children and you have a family under your roof, I want to encourage you to check out my other program, which I've had even longer, which is where my claim to fame comes from, is called MAC, which is MAHC, which stands for Master the Art of Human Connections. I teach you how to have a relationship with your spouse, to add more love into your marriage, into your life, to get your children to have communication with you. No more fighting, no more arguing, no more all of that. And that's the answer to pure happiness. Money and communication is the number 1 reason for divorce, and it's the number 1 reason for happiness and love. When you have it mastered, you have it in abundance.
I'll drop the link in all of your guys' chats for you. And to be able to connect with Darla. You can also find her on Facebook. Follow her. She is incredible, super inspiring. Darla, you are my spirit animal. Like,
I love it.
literally. And the message is like so freaking powerful. And you guys don't quit before the miracle. Like,
Yeah.
literally, just don't quit before the miracle.
Tell you when your biggest, let me say one more thing. I know it's the end of the month. I work with a lot of people on the end of the month, and I happen to know you guys at the end of the month. Champions are made in the last 2 seconds of the game. I want you to know that. My hope and for today is that you guys should all have a life purpose written out. It's like a mission statement. My life purpose is, it doesn't matter if I sell one thing to you or make a penny from you. My life purpose is, I hope that I inspire you to do one thing that you wouldn't have done had you have never met me. That's my life purpose. If I can inspire any one of you to stand up and take action and hit your goal that you were not going to hit, and dig deep and do the thing that you were not going to do because it's the end of the month and you were going to wait till next month, then my life purpose has been met. And that is when victory is made. That is where true leaders come from, and the diamonds are refined.
Love you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We will also drop the recording in the chat so you can ask your leaders for it. But thank you again, Darla, so much for your time. You are so valuable. You are so amazing. We are like incredibly grateful for you giving us your time today. And if you can just send me those affirmations, I'm sure everybody is going to be blowing me up for them. I would love to be able to pass those out. Thank you again.
I actually have a training on how to create your I am statements. I'll send it to you.
I love it. Perfect. Thank you so much. Have an amazing day, you guys. Let's freaking get out there and crush it. Carp that freaking diem.
Bye, ladies.